Okay, welcome back. Now we are in exercise 3 in our journey in learning Microsoft Excel. If you didn't watch the previous videos, exercise 1 and 2, and even the introduction, I highly recommend for you to watch these videos. And we will continue now learning this powerful application. So let us see what we will learn in this exercise number 3. So by the end of this exercise, you will be able to do the following tasks. First, you will be able to do calculation using the if function. This is a very useful function and very powerful function, and we will see how we use this in this exercise. Then you will be able to sort the content of a sheet. We will talk about this. Then you will be able to set the page orientation. Either the orientation of the page either can be portrait or landscape. We will see this. Then you will be able to change the margins of the page. And last but not least, how to add a header and footer to a page. So these are very important skills for you to master. It is now the demonstration time, and I will see you there. Okay, let us start. First, let me show you the exercise. So I have it here. So now, as you can see, this is the exercise number 3. As usual, the first thing it asks you, the first task is to run your spreadsheet program and start typing. So this is what we will do. And then we have a set of tasks from number 2 to number 14. If you do these tasks correctly, you will have the finished spreadsheet and workbook where you can submit it to your instructor or trainer. But before we go, let us discuss what's this sheet or Excel file is about. Can you figure out what are these information? It seems this is an invoice. So there is a computer store, and it seems there is a customer. He bought some items, as you can see here, and this is an invoice for him. Each item in this store, computer store, it has an item number like ID and the description, and here we have the quantity and the unit price. We have a discount. It seems this store is making discount for his customer, and the price and some subtotal, tax, shipping, total price. So it seems we will need to calculate some numbers here like discount, price, these things we will see inshallah in the exercise. So this is the general idea about this exercise. So it's about a computer store. He is issuing an invoice to a customer. So let us start now. So let me just take this a little bit down so that it is easy for us. Or let me just I think if we click this one, if you look here in this sorry, before we continue, it seems the first row is a merged row from A to F. So in this we need to merge these cells so that we make it one big cell. And also, if you notice here, row number 9, 10, 11, 12, again they are merged. So from A to E, and it is right aligned. So we will see how we will do this in our Excel file. So I already type some input to my Excel file. So let me show it to you. It is this one. But we need to do some formatting so that it is easy for us to work with the Excel file. First, what I will do, although this is not required in the exercise, but I will do it for to make things easy for you and looks good in the screen. And let me first put a border. So I start from here and I put a folder. I select all the table, and then if you remember, we can do border from formats, format cell, and in the border I will choose single line for the inside, and then I will choose the double line for the outline. Then click OK. Excellent. And as you can see, it seems that I have to merge some cells. So for example, the first row here, it's not merged. If you look to the exercise back, as you can see, this is a merge cell from A to F. So I will come back again. I will start clicking from A1, the cell this, and then I drag till I reach F. Then I simply click merge center. Excellent. So now it became one single cell, and this is the title of the invoice. Now again, the same thing I will do for the subtotal, tax, shipping, total, the price, because it's shown here in the exercise like this one, but this time it is from A to E. So let us do this. So again, I will select for starting from here up to here. Then again, I will click merge and center. The same thing for the task. Of course, you have to do this before you start the exercise, I think. Now let us, and the same thing here. Excellent. So now let me just zoom a little bit here. I can click here so that you can see. Excellent. So it seems now it looks like the exercise. Let me just but here, as you can see, it seems that the width of column B is a little bit short, so I have to increase the width. We already learned how to do this, but let me use the easy way. So I come between the line between B and C by the mouse, and when the pointer is looking like two hits, I just simply press and drag a little bit. You see, it increased the width of B, but still is not enough. So again, I will do it again a little bit. Yeah, I think this is okay. So it seems we are ready now to start our exercise. So as you see here, we have items. For example, we have here Sony. It's a 19-inch LCD flat screen, because this is a computer store. He's selling some computer items. Here we have Western Digital WD external passport hard disk drive, Samsung Galaxy tablet, headphone speaker, HP inkjet printer, and PC Word magazine. So it seems this customer, he's buying these, and this is the quantity. For example, he bought 2 screens and 5 hard disks, 1 tablet, 2 speaker, and 1 printer and 2 magazine. And here is the unit price for each unit. For example, this screen, it cost 2,500 riyal. The hard disk, for each hard disk, it is 1,650 riyal, and so on. So this is the data that we provide to the Excel. Now we want Excel to provide us the calculated data. For example, the discount, the price, and the subtotals, this and that. But by the way, I forget something here. These, if we look to the exercise, they are not in the center. They are right aligned. So it is very simple to do it in Excel. I just click that one. Then I click the alignment, which is this one, align to the right. Again, I can select all if I want and do it once. Excellent. So this is my sheet. Looks exactly like the exercise. So let me now okay, let me just make it a little bit so that we will start. Okay, excellent. So these are the tasks, and let me just take this a little bit up. Okay, So let us start, gentlemen. So as usual, it asked me to save the workbook and give me the name here again. So by this time we know how to do this. We go to the file, save as, and then browse, and from here you choose the location. I will choose documents, and then in the file name box I will start typing spreadsheet. You start typing, but because already I have, so I will choose one of these, but only I will change this from 2 to 3 because we did this last time in our exercise number 2. So now I am ready to click save. It will save it with this name and in this location. Excellent. So now it is my workbook is saved. Now let us continue. Number 3, calculate the discount as follow. So we need now to calculate the discount. How we should calculate it? It's given in the task. It says if the unit price is greater than or equal to 2000 riyal, then the discount will be 500. Otherwise, the discount will be 100. So you see here, it seems we need to use the if function, because it says the discount, this discount, it depends in the unit price of the product. If the unit price of the product is 2000 riyal and more, the discount will be 500. If the unit price is less than 2000, it will be 100. For example, this is 2500, so this means the customer will get a discount 500 riyal. But here, because the hard disk is 1650, it is less than 2000, this means he will get only here 100 riyal discount. Again, the same thing for this. He will get here 500, he will get here 100, here he will get 500, and here he will get 100. So the question is, how do we calculate this using the Excel? So first, as you know, normally we start with the first item. So I want to calculate the discount for this item, which is screen, and the value here, it could be 500 or 100. It depends on the content, on the number, on the unit price. So there is a condition here, and so that we need to use the if. If this price is 2000 and more or larger, he should put here 500. If it is not the case, I mean it is less than 2000, he should put here 100. So to do this in Excel, we need to use a if function. So how do we do this? Very simple. You just, as usual, any formula start with the equal. So this is the first step, and then you start typing if, then you open the parentheses. Now if we will put now the condition. The condition is this. We want to compare the value here. So this value, it is in which cell? It is in D3. So we will type here if D3 greater than or equal. This is the way we type greater than or equal from the keyboard. If that is greater than or equal 2000, because this is what is given to me in the exercise, then we put comma here, give it 500. Otherwise, comma, give it 100, and then close the parentheses. Now let me explain this function. Here, what does it mean? If I click enter, what the Excel will do, he will go to the value in D3, which is this one, the unit price of the screen, and compare its value to 2000. If that value, if this value is greater than or equal to 2000, then he will put in the discount 500, the first value here. If this condition is false, it will put 100. So this is in general how we put the if function. First, you put the condition, which is in our case, it's D3 greater than or equal 2000. Then comma, you put here the value you want to return if this condition is true, and comma, you put the value if this condition is false. So now if I press enter, what do you think it will return in this cell? The value here in D3 is, I think, larger than 2000. So this means the condition is true, so it will put 500, not 100. If the price here is less than 2000, it will put 100. So let us see. Let me try enter. You see it returned 500. Why? Because the price here is 2000 and large. It is 2500, so that's why. But now if we do the same thing for this item, which is the hard disk, definitely it will return 100. So, but as we learn, you don't need to write it. Simply because you write, you type for the first item, simply I come here again, and then I come to this lower right hand side of the cell till my mouse is like this black plus sign. Then I click my mouse and drag till I reach the last item. Then I release my mouse. Excellent. You see it automatically, it create and it give me the correct answer. You see here, for example, it return 100. Why? Because the unit price is less than 2000. Here it return 500 for this because item, because it is greater than 2000. So this is how we use the if function. It's again, it will come to us and it will be more clear for you. I hope this is simple, and it is, as you see, it is very powerful, and it helps us in doing some logical calculation. So this is task number 3, calculate the discount if. Okay, we finish this. Now number 4, calculate the price. It asks us to calculate the price now, and it gives us the formula here. It's the quantity multiplied by the unit price minus the discount. So this is what we will use. So the price here, it is the quantity multiplied by this and then minus the discount. So again here we will use a function, we will use a formula. So we will click here, then as you know we start with equal. So I will write now the address of the quantity, which is here, it is C3. So C3, if C3 multiply by the unit price, in our case it is in D3, then minus, and the discount, which is in E3, this value here, sorry, E3. And I think our formula is ready. I am ready to press enter. As you can see, when I press enter, it will take the value in C3, which is the quantity. It will multiply it with the value in D3, which is this one. Then it will deduct the discount, which is the value in E3. So let us see. Excellent. So you see now the customer, he will pay only 4,500 for these two screens after he get the 500 discount. I hope this is clear. Now again, I will do the same thing for the other items, but I don't need to repeat. I simply again, I click here and I come to the lower right hand side of this cell, and till the mouse pointer is black plus, then I simply click and drag, and I remove my mouse, my hand from the mouse, and all of a sudden it calculates the prices for these products. So let me save again here to make sure everything okay. So good, so far so good. Let us continue. Now number 5, calculate the subtotal as the addition of all price numbers. So this means this subtotal, it is the addition of these numbers. So we will use the sum function. So again, I will click here. So we already covered sum function in the previous videos. So please, if you didn't watch, please go back to these videos, exercise 1 and 2, and you see how we did that. So again, I will write here, I will type equal, then sum, and I open parentheses. Now I will put the address of the first cell, which is this one, F3. So F3, and then 2 dots up to the last item, which is this one. It is F8, and I close the parentheses. So this means now if I enter, press enter, the Excel, it will sum, mean it will add all the numbers which are between F3 up to F8. So these numbers, and as you can see, even Microsoft is highlighted for you so that you can recognize the range. Now simply I press enter. Excellent. So the total subtotal is this price, 18,185 real. So again I will click save and let us continue. It seems there is a tax the customer should pay, also the shipping, but let us see how to calculate the tax. Let us continue. Now number 6, it asks me calculate the tax as follow. If the subtotal is greater than or equal 15,000, then the tax will be 2.5% of the subtotal. Otherwise, the task will be 4.5 of the subtotal. So we will do this. So the tax here, it depends on this value. If this value is greater than 15,000, the tax will be 2.5 of that value. Otherwise, it will be 4.5% of that value. So how do we do this? Very simple. We will use the if function, but this time we will compare it with this value. So let me show you how. So I will start typing equal if and open the parentheses. If this value, so what's the address of this value here? It's EF9. So if F9 greater than, because here it says greater than or equal, so I will put equal like this, 1.5, then comma, what is the return value? If this value is greater than 15,000, the tax will be 2.5 multiplied by that one. So I will do the same here. So I will type F9 multiply by 2.5%. If it is not, the condition is false, then he will return, he will multiply the F9. This time he will multiply it with 4.5, and I will close. Now let us review this. Now because in the task number 6 it asks me if the subtotal, which is this one, is greater than 15,000, the tax will be 2.5 of that value. Otherwise it will be 4.5 of that value of the subtotal. So let us see here how did we do that. So again, the Excel, he will start the if condition, if, and if the value in F9 greater than or equal 15,000, then multiply that value by 2.5. Otherwise, multiply it by 4.5, because this is what it asked me here in the exercise. So let us now press enter, and it calculates the tax in our case. For example, the total here is larger than 15,000, it's 18,000. So this means it calculates the tax 2.5 of this 2.5% of this value, which is 454 something real. I hope this is clear. Let me close and let us continue. I believe shipping is the same. Let us see how we should calculate the shipping. Okay, now number 7, calculate the shipping as follow. If the subtotal, again it's subtotal, is greater than or equal 15,000, the shipping will be 650 real. Otherwise the shipping will be 900. Okay, let us do it. So I click the shipping, and again equal, and I write if, open parentheses, if the value in the shipping which is in which cell? It is in F9. If this F9 greater than or equal 15,000, okay, comma, how much the shipping will cost? This one 650 riyal. Then if the condition is false, give it 900 and close the parenthesis. So let us review again. Now how it will work. The Excel will go and see if the value in F9, which is the subtotal, is greater than or equal 15,000, then give it a shipping 650. Otherwise, if this condition is not true, false, it will return 900. This is what it asked me in the task number 7. So what do you think if I press enter? It will return 650 or 900? Well, because here in our subtotal is 18, it's larger than 15,000. So this means the condition here is true, so it will return 650. So let us see. Yeah, it returns 650. If this subtotal is not equal or greater than this, it will return 900. Okay, so let us see what it asks us. I think it asks us to calculate now the total price. Yeah, number 8, calculate the total price as subtotal plus the tax plus the shipping. So now the subtotal or the total price that the customer should pay to the store is the subtotal, this one, plus the tax plus the shipping, الشحن. So this is very easy. I want to add these 3 again. I can say equal sum, open the parentheses. I can type from here, which is F9, and the do dots up to F11. You see, this means it will add all the values between these two range. I use the sum function. Or if you don't want to use the sum, you can write the address of these cells. This cell is in F9, and then plus this, which is F10, and then plus this, which is F11. So again, it will give us the same result. But the first way I use the sum function, on the second way I use only the normal calculation. It's the I put the address of the cells, F9 plus F10 plus F11, and press enter. Excellent. So this means the customer, he will pay this price after calculating the tax, the shipping, everything, calculations. So excellent. So let us save and let us continue. Okay, this is important here. 9, which is sort the table based on the following condition: quantity as a primary in descending order, and then description as a secondary in ascending order. So what we mean by sorting mean we want to rearrange these based on a criteria. Maybe I will sort it based on the quantity and the unit price, alphabetically by the product name. So here it asks me to sort the table based on the quantity, you mean, so I will sort it here by the quantity. As you can see, it's not sorted. So I have here 2, then 5, then 1, then 2, 1, 2. No, I want to rearrange this so that it is in descending order, from largest to smallest. So this means 5, this 5, which is the hard disk, will be the first row. Then we have 2, then we have 1. But as you can see here, after we sort based on the quantity, we have some products, they have the same number, 2, for example, and 2, and 2. So this means we can, if we have many items they have the same quantity, then we have to specify another criteria based on which we want to sort. So in this case, it gives me here the second criteria. It's based on the description as a secondary in ascending order. This is the description, which is a text, not a number, and descending, this mean from A to Z. So what does this mean? If these products, those who are the same quantity, if I have many products with 2, 2, 2, then it will sort them based on their names, as we will see now. Now the question, how do we start sorting? Now, of course, I will select only these. Why? Because these are summation calculation. They will not be affected with the sorting. These are the sorting. These are the one that I want to sort. And again the same, for the same reason. This is a title, so it will be always there, and this calculation will be always there. So I only want Excel to look for these and to rearrange and sort first based on the quantity in descending order, and if we have some product they have the same number, then based on the description. So first, again, I am showing you, I start clicking from here to here, and please notice that the first row, we call this the header row, because this is based on what we will sort. We need this one. Okay, so after you select this table, we go to the data table tab, and from here we click this button, sort. We will have this dialog box. Now here, please make sure that you have a check mark here, and because it says my data has headers. Yes, my data, because when this is the header, I already selected, so that's why I am telling, make sure that this is a tick mark is there. Okay, now then I will start specifying based on what I want to sort my table. So the first thing, sort by. From here I will choose the quantity, because this is the question here. It asks me the quantity, and then I will specify the order. The order, I think, is from largest to smallest, because this is what asked me in the task. So the quantity, and it is in descending order, largest to smallest. Then if we have product, they have the same quantity, we will sort based on the description. In this case, I have to click add a level. Then here, so you click this button, then in this it will add me this row. Then I will choose from here based on the description, and here from A to Z or Z to A, based on the question. It says to me A to Z, so I will choose A to Z. Excellent. So I am now ready to click OK. So again, before I click OK, let us see what it will do. It will sort this table first based on the quantity, and it will put them from largest to smallest. And if we have some similar numbers in the quantity, then it will sort it based on the description. So let us see here what happened when I click OK. Did you see that? So let me click. As you can see, it sort the table. It put first the number based on the quantity. It put 5 because this is the largest, then 2 because I have many here items, 2 items, many 2s here, 3, and 2 1s. For example, here in these items, because they are number 2, now then base it on the alphabetically based on the description. As you can, it start with headphone. This is H, this is B, and this is S, because this is what we specify in the sorting. So let us see here, for example, we have this R1, because they are similar, then it will start sorting based on the description, again in the ascending order. So that's why it start H and S, which is Samsung. I hope this is clear. Now let us continue. So now we sorted based on the quantity, then based on the description. As you can see, the result here, the calculation, they are not affected, and the title is not affected. That's why I didn't select them at the beginning. So let us continue. Okay, now before we continue, let me show you how this sheet will looks like if we want to print it. So if you want to see how it will looks like when you print it, you just go to the file and then you click print. As you can see here, it gives you a preview how the sheet will be look like when it's printed. Now, as you know, we have here this empty space, the white space from the edge of the paper till the text. We call this is the left margin, this is the top margin, and this is the right margin, and this is the bottom margin. You can specify and you can decide the size. This is one thing. Another thing, if you remember from the Word, our Word course, here the top, this is called header. You can put something in the header and also in the footer. Again, we can do the same thing in Excel. You can specify the margins, you can specify the header and footer, and even you can specify the page orientation. In this case, it is portrait because it's in the tall, taller than it's wider. We will see this inshallah. So let us continue here. It asks us now, we want to put a header here, as based on the question here. Add your first name and last name as header. Okay, add your first name and last name as header and your ID number as footer. So he wants me my header, my name is the header, and in the footer I put my ID. So how do we do this? Well, actually there are many ways. The first way, you can go to the insert and you can click here header and footer, or you can go again from the print side here, and if I click here the margin here, click custom margin here, I can come to the header and footer section. Then here you click custom header, and here you have three places to put your header. You have the left section, the center, and the right. So let me just use the center, and I will put my name, Akram, for example, Sulaiman, and I click OK. And then it here in the question, it asks me put your first name in the header and the ID as an ID number as a footer. Again, in this case I will go to the footer. Again, you have left, center, and right. For example, let me write it in the right here. Let me just write 341900250, for example. Again, I click OK, and I click OK. Now, as you can see, it shows now when if I print this in a printer, in a page, you see this is my footer here, and this is my this is my header, and this is my footer. This is my name, and so this is the way you add a header and a footer. And as you can see, the header is in the center and the footer is aligned to the right. So again, now let us continue. It says number 11, set the page orientation to landscape. The page orientation, again, we have two ways. Again, you can come from here, you can come to the page layout, and here, as you can see, orientation, I have portrait, which is the current, or landscape. So this is one way. Another way, again, from the file, print, and from here again, portrait orientation. As you can see, this is current portrait orientation or landscape. So if I click landscape, you see when you print the page, it will be in the wider, in this layout, but the portrait, it is in this it's in the tall edge. So this is what we call the page orientation. So you can do it from here, or as I said, from the page layout. Then in the orientation you click the landscape. So let me save, and let us continue. Number 12, set the margins as follow. Top 2, bottom 2, left 1.5 and right 1.5. Again, the margins, again I can do it from here, from the page layout, the margins, which are the, let me just show you what are the margins here. So go print. You see these are the, for example, this is the left margin. It is this distance between the edge of the paper and the first text, and this is the top margin, and here the bottom margin. So you can change that space and you can control it. So let me go back and let's go back to the margin. As you can see, we have many preset margins: normal, wide, narrow. But in our case, we will go to the custom margin, and from here you can specify the top, the bottom, the left and the right. So let me just see again here, set the margin top 2. So I come here, I can delete this one. I just simply write type 2, and the bottom again the margin is 2, and the left is 1.5, and the right again is 1.5. So again I will write here 1.5. I think it's, we are ready. I can click now. Okay, so this is how you, and then you click OK. Let us see what we have here. Okay, set the margin when finished. Now type your first name, last name, so we know how to do this. Let me just come here. Here you just write student name, and I will put my name is here. So for you, you will put your name, and student ID, and I will put this one here, and then the section number. For example, A3. Again, I will save. I think, yeah, I think we finished. Okay, before I close, let me make it maximize so that you can see. Let us see how things look. Excellent. So now our sheet is ready to be submitted, and now you know how did you learn many skills in this video, and it was very interesting. We learned many things: how to use the if function, how to sort. So please, if you miss something, you repeat and replay the video and watch it again 1 or 2 or 3 times till you practice how to use these features. Now, one question many students ask me all the time. Now, if you see, I put header and footer, but they are not shown here. Why? Because what we are looking here is with what's called normal view. In normal view, it's not showing the header and the footer. What I mean is this here. If we come here, as you can see, this is the normal, but we have different view. We have something called page layout, and we have something called page break preview. So you can look to this sheet in different views. Now by default you are in the normal view. If you want to see your header and footer, you can simply click the page layout view. As you can see here, it shows you the header. As you can see, the left and the right and the left and the center and the right. If we go down, you see it shows you the footer. If you remember, we add this a few seconds ago. So this is how it shows you. This is your sheet in this view. Maybe this is useful when you want to print. So before you print, you can click this view, okay, and you can see how your Excel and how your sheet will be printed. Another preview, it's called here page break preview. If you click that one, it will show you the sheet in a smaller way. But normally we are working in the normal sheet. You see, in the normal sheet we don't see the footer and header. another thing, if we go back, if you want to see the header and footer and exactly how it will looks like, normally we go to the file and print. In this case, it will show you exactly, if you print, how the page will looks like. So now it looks like this one. You see, this is the header, this is the footer, and this is your table, and it is this is your information. Then if you are ready, you can print. Of course, you have to have a printer, and it will print. Now, one more thing, some students ask me, how can we put this on the center of the page? If you want everything here, the table on the center, in this case, you can come to the page setup here, and from the page setup, in the margin section, here you have two options. We have center on a page. We have either horizontally or vertically or both. For example, if I click here horizontally and I click OK, you see it will be centered horizontally on the page. If I want vertically also, I come back again here to page setup and then margin, sorry. Then if I remove this one and I click only the vertically, it will align it vertically in the center. So let us see here. You see vertically it's aligned center, but not horizontally. If you want it both vertically and horizontally, then again we go page setup, margin. I put the two check marks here, horizontally and vertically. Now if I click OK, it will be sorted horizontally and vertically. Let us see. Excellent. So now it looks good. Excellent. So it's ready to be printed. I just want to show you, although it's not in the exercise, but this is a practical tip. So again, after I finish, I click save, and after you click save, you can close, and you can then close the application itself. So again, I will close this one. I hope this video was very interesting for you and you learn many skills. Again, I advise you to watch it again and again and again. Again, in the video description, I will put another homework for you which looks like similar to this one, so that you can practice what you have learned. I will see you inshallah in exercise 4. Till that time, please stay safe.